Radar is looking much quieter this evening after we saw what proved to be a really cold rain across North Alabama and a little bit of snow up across southern Middle Tennessee. I actually think radar is going to stay quiet until we get to the back half of the weekend, but more details on that by the time we get to the 7-day forecast. Now that we're done talking about the winter precipitation, we're going to talk about the extreme cold and the opportunity for a little bit of black ice across the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight and then early into your Friday morning. Temperatures are going to plummet through the overnight and then into the earliest hours of your Friday morning. Not only are we talking about temperatures, but we're also going to be talking about wind chills. Wind chills, and I'll show you this in just a little while, are going to drop into the single digits. Any roadways that are still wet are going to freeze as we head into the overnight. The pre-treated roads are going to freeze as well. Remember, we got a lot of rain this afternoon, so a lot of that pre-treat solution was actually washed away. And then, of course, it's always good to note that bridges are going to freeze first. Let's talk about that. First, you have your air temperature. It's below freezing. That bridge is overly exposed to that below freezing air. It's exposed to the air on top of the bridge, and then it's exposed to the air below the bridge. That extra exposure compared to the rest of the road allows that bridge to cool off a little quicker than surrounding roadways. That means traditionally, bridges are going to be a little cooler and therefore have a much higher chance at having a little bit of black ice on them as opposed to surrounding roadways. With that in mind, I've got some nice driving tips for you as far as driving on ice. Don't use your cruise control. Increase your following distance. A lot of these things kind of seem like common sense. Accelerate and brake slowly. You should never slam on your brakes if you begin to slide. And if you do slide, make sure you stay calm and steer in to a skid. Remember, stay calm because you don't want to overcorrect. That could end up being dangerous for not just you, but other drivers around you. Now, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days. If we have one saving grace regarding the black ice, it's going to end up being the wind. And I've said if it gets windy in the evening and then through the overnight, that wind could end up drying out a lot of the roadways. And that's actually what's happening. Sustained winds out of the north this evening, 10 to 15 miles per hour with wind gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour. We're going to maintain this through the overnight and then into the Friday morning commute. So yeah, it's going to be windy and that's really not fun, but it's going to do a lot of good for us because it's going to continue to dry out the roads, and that means I think black ice is going to be more of an isolated problem. It's going to be localized to rural communities and then of course those bridges and overpasses. Let's talk about current temperatures and current wind chills across the Tennessee Valley. For the most part, many of us are sitting in the mid and upper 20s, but look at wind chills. Wind chills are already beginning to fall out into the teens. Both of these numbers are going to continue to drop as we head into the overnight. By the time we get to the Friday morning commute, we're talking about air temperatures in the mid and upper teens, 16, 17, 18 degrees. But look at our wind chills. This is when you factor in that sustained wind out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're talking about wind chills by the time we get to the Friday morning commute, well down into the single digits. That's not only dangerous for you, but it could potentially be dangerous for your home as well. You really got to make sure to protect your pipes. And a lot of these things you can do before you go to bed. Turn on your faucet. Make sure you have some sort of a constant drip. Open your cabinet doors. Leave your heat no lower than 55 degrees. This stat was actually somewhat confusing to me because in all honesty, I couldn't figure out why you would turn your heat below 65. Kind of takes away the point of heating your home at that point. Regardless, leave your heat no lower than 55 degrees and of course, close your foundation vents. Now, we're going to start the day cold and we are going to end the day just as cold. Look what I got for you on Friday afternoon, 33 degrees. 52 on Saturday, 57 degrees by the time we get to Sunday. Sunday brings a healthy opportunity for widespread rain, but that's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be just rain. A little cooler for Monday and Tuesday, but not bad, 43 and 44 respectively, with plenty of sunshine. That's all I got for you this evening.